SML's 2018 problems. I seriously didn't want to make this video, let alone so soon after the Lovell rant. But given some of the garbage Logan's been pulling lately, I frankly just say I need to do this whether I want to or not. So Logan, I think it's time we talk about your 2018 problems. There are plenty which have rolled over from 2017, and there are several new ones. So let's go over some of the ones that you so insistently dragged in from 2017, and then later on we'll talk about some of the newer ones. Let's begin. So even though you said that you'd stop using the same characters all the time, and add in some of the old characters like Shrek, Woody, Black Yoshi, etc., that didn't really happen. It was mostly just a bunch of Jeffy and Junior centered videos still. The problem with this is the fact that it's getting stale quick. Heck, I've gotten numerous reports of fans saying they're leaving because it's just simply getting too repetitive at this point. And you can't really blame them. I mean, look at this amazing lineup for 2018, where we've had 2 videos that haven't been Junior or Jeffy centered. Yes, I do count anything like Cody's Mistake as a Junior video, since Junior, Joseph, and Cody usually are a trio, so I put them all under the category of Junior videos. Yeah, that's it for over half of 2018. Oh, and a certain character isn't helping the channel get any better any faster. In fact, it's making things even worse. Yes, clearly Jeffy has been done to death at this point, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But hey, Logan at least isn't recycling plots still, right? Right? Well, this has somehow gotten even worse. So once again, not including all the portions of videos where it's just something stupid happening on the red couch, filler, etc. There are still more videos than I'd like which, whether in name or full-on concept, feel like copies of older videos. Jeffy's YouTube channel was, albeit not identical to Junior's YouTube channel, similar enough that it just felt like Junior's YouTube channel too. Actually, as a matter of fact, speaking of Jeffy, a lot of the Jeffy videos are just kind of running together in my brain. It's kind of hard to remember a lot of them. Most of them are just a bunch of funny jokes about Jeffy cussing or other mature and, oh yeah, non-family friendly humor. But we'll get to that issue in a bit. But right, back to recycled plots. Jeffy Switcheroo was, you ready? Another switching bodies video! I mean, haven't we had enough of those? No, we need like 1,000 more actually, Logan. So get to it, we need more switching bodies videos! Oh, and Chef PP's new job? That should have just been the next part of Chef PP Quits, just have a different and frankly better conflict. Like how Chef PP can't work in the conditions Goodman gives him.
How about here?
A little more to the left.
How's this, SpongeBob?
Move it over a little more.
Here?
Keep going.
Here?
Almost. That's it. Just a little more. Perfect. Right there.
Besides, you and I both know that ending felt like Chef PP torture. Logan, I thought you were past that. But speaking of reusing old things that need to die, you all know this well. Jeffy is, of course, the most guilty of this particular mannerism.
The kids, totally mature fans, will love Jeffy making the same cussing jokes all the time. Won't that be hilarious?
No. Seriously, Logan, why do you continue to do this? It was funny only a couple of times, if that. But nope, gotta keep not only Jeffy, but the haha funny cussing jokes in as well. but wait.
Y'all, I'm getting demonetized, and I have absolutely no idea why.
Maybe it's because the character you use the most is cussing all the time. But actually, no, of course not. As I've mentioned before, we all know that the main reason behind Logan getting demonetized is, of course, Craig. Yeah, right. Seriously, Logan, no one besides your young fans are buying your BS anymore about stuff like this. Everyone knows that Jeffy is the main reason SML is being destroyed. And continuing to not axe Jeffy, or at the very least severely limiting Jeffy, is like not going to the doctor to get chemo for cancer. You're afraid it might kill part of your channel, and it won't recover, so instead you're willing to let the cancer, Jeffy, grow until it eventually kills the channel itself. You're almost beyond hope, Logan. The decline is coming fast. In fact, in some ways it's already started. But wait, that's right, we're talking about recycled jokes. It's the same as last year. In fact, a lot of things got carried over from last year. If anything, I think more problems have arisen than have been taken care of. But, real quick, let's take a detour and talk about Chili's channel. So, listen, I'm just going to be talking about the SML aspect of Chili's channel, not so much about Chili's vlogs as a whole. The vlogs are okay enough, and really, I don't have any issues with Chili anymore. Logan's just being dumb, honestly. That all being said, Chili could help shore up some of the damage of Logan getting demonetized by contributing some of her money to Logan. Or she could just spend it on more expensive stuff and vacations. I mean, that works too. But let's talk about Logan's role there. Logan will sometimes make Logan vlogs on there, where he'll say stuff such as how his content is for mature audiences only. But wait, isn't that a good thing, him clarifying all of that? Well, it would be, if Logan actually said it on places like the actual main channel. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Logan saying it on Chili's channel is like telling someone in an interview this type of info. Yes, all the people who watch will see it, but most of the actual viewers who this would affect won't see it. So the people he's reaching with this info basically all know this stuff already. But oh, it gets even better! Logan will also say stuff like how he wants to get rid of Jeffy. Heck, he even said in one of my videos with him earlier this year that if he could, he'd go back in time and never add Jeffy. And yet a short while later says that he will never ever get rid of Jeffy.
I'm not getting rid of Jeffy. I will never get rid of Jeffy, ever. I never, ever will I ever get rid of Jeffy unless the fans just stop liking him.
He also says that only mature audiences should be watching his videos, and then finally admits that, okay, maybe a bit of his fan base is kids. Oh, a small bit, huh? Is that all? Just a little bit? Yeah, try 5/6 of it. Logan keeps implying that it's no big deal, but realistically, it is. Oh, and let's not forget stuff like SML-2. But we'll discuss that more in a bit. Next, we'll talk about something that, for a while actually, wasn't a big deal. But now Logan made it about 1,000 times worse. Good on ya, buddy. Now, this initially wasn't such a big deal. I had some minor gripes about it back in 2017 problems, but overall it wasn't that big of a deal. But then Cody's favorite game came out, oh boy! And Logan admitted in a deleted pinned comment that he made the video because he needed more money. Sure you did, Logan. But knowing Logan, he at least tried to do the ad in a creative way, right? Actually, no! It felt like one of those ads you have to watch after you lose too many times in some cheap Android game. In fact, they didn't even really play the game in the video. They literally commentated over the ad playing in the corner. Really? You didn't even try, Logan. Half the video was done in one take as well. and you just kept throwing $100 bills around, and it was overall a really bad attempt at a sponsored video. There are ways to do it right, ways to do it meh, and ways to just do this wrong. You did the sponsored video wrong. So, want some advice for if you ever do a sponsored video again? Well, if you ever do this again, you need to 1. Make it SML related. Maybe advertise the SML amino next time. That actually relates to you and what you do. 2. Make it funny and maybe have it tie into a plot. 3. Make it subtle. Have people not even realize they're watching an ad until the ad is over. 4. Make it quick and to the point. And don't make an entire video on it. If it doesn't follow those 4 points, I have one other piece of advice. Don't make it at all. Your behavior seriously disgusts me, Logan. And from what I could gather, it caused several people to flat out quit. So, there is that. Seriously, Logan, if it doesn't follow the points I mentioned, never ever do this again. Oh, and one other thing. What was it? Oh yeah, you're using Nintendo characters to advertise something non-Nintendo. A mobile app at that. Like it or not, SML amino thing would probably be fine since, it relates to your channel. But not something like Lord's Mobile. Don't use Nintendo characters to advertise something like that. That is going to get you into a lot of trouble. Alright. So there's been quite a bit of filler still. How much? Well, clearly a bunch since a lot of the Jeffy videos are simply running together in my brain as mentioned previously. But let me talk about the king of filler videos. Yeah, Cody's favorite game, right? Well, actually, no. That goes to Jeffy's Sleepover. Seriously, why does this video exist? I mean, I get it, if the video was animated, well, it would be way more entertaining. But that's the problem. It isn't. Half the time we're looking at still or repeated frames. Let me just make this abundantly clear to you, Logan, in case you haven't figured it out. Nintendo is not a good animator. In fact, calling him an animator is an insult to actual animators. Now, I'd say he's an amateur animator if it were any other animator, but no. Nintendo is just flat out bad. His animations look horrible, and he has an adamant refusal to change any of his animation. Wait, adamant refusal to change. Oh, that almost... No. He took it from his hero. It almost sounds like you, Logan! But of course, I also think that Nintendo's philosophy goes well with Logan's belief of quantity over quality. Yeah, that's one of Logan's biggest problems. Actually. He cares much more about quantity than he does quality. Oh, sure, he'll tell you that he only uploads videos he finds funny. Honestly, I find that doubtful. Maybe it's something behind the scenes from when they were filming each video that he finds funny, but you can't honestly expect people to find Jeffy cussing for the 1000th time funny. The only people who would find that funny would be kids. Huh. Alright, so let's address the elephant in the room here. Most of Logan's fans are the Jeffy fans, and most of the Jeffy fans are kids. Logan, as mentioned before, doesn't want to fully admit that most of his fans are kids, but whether he likes it or not, it's true, and he needs to own up to it and do something about his videos so that a bunch of parents stop complaining about his videos. Because while yes, it is the parents' fault for letting their kids watch SML unsupervised, it's also Logan's fault for not doing something as simple as putting a warning screen at the beginning of videos. Seriously, Logan, how difficult is that? Huh? As we all know, YouTube has been panicking and demonetizing a bunch of his videos whenever the parents complain, and SML just flat out got its ads removed. Oh, and it totally wasn't for the reason that I told him before, which was that because he was going to, quote, keep re-uploading Jeffy's kids until it gets fully monetized again. Yeah, I'm sure that had absolutely nothing to do with Logan's ads being removed. I'm sure YouTube was perfectly fine with you doing that and trying to milk as much money out of it as absolutely possible. In case you can't tell, that is not so subtle sarcasm. Okay, so that's bad. So Logan needs to find a way to keep his channel and his career afloat. So Logan needs money. Alright, well, he can open a Patreon. I'm sure there'd be plenty of fans who would be more than willing to donate to him. Well, yes, there were. Logan's Patreon is dead. Let's not beat around the bush here. And why did it fail? Well, because Logan's rewards were simply outrageous and simply weren't very good for the prices. He didn't update patrons. You know, the people paying him money much. In fact, he updated people more on Instagram than he did on Patreon. And yeah, stuff like $100 for a shoutout is frankly ridiculous. But the biggest problem is that when people pay for it, you're supposed to give them what they came here for!
Why don't you get back in the kitchen and grab some patties and give them what they...
Seriously, it took Logan at least a couple months to... You ready? Put the names of his $50 patrons in the description. First of all, for most other YouTubers' Patreons, that'd be maybe $1 or $5. Not 50. And seriously, it took you a couple months to do that? That isn't that difficult, honestly. Oh, and $10 tier? That was for early access. Okay, that sounds pretty good, right? Well, except the problem is that he would either release the early access post at the same time it was posted on YouTube, thus negating the whole point of early access, would release it at most 15 minutes in advance, which is better, I guess? Or just flat out not release the post for it at all. I've said it once, and I will say it again. Logan needed to make the early access time at least an hour. But oh wait, it gets better! For $100, you could have gotten the privilege of getting a shoutout from your favorite SML character. Great, right? Well, the problem is for months Logan would not do any shoutouts, claiming everyone's voices just happened to get tired the moment they were about to do the shoutouts. Sure they did, Logan. So I made a video about all of this and how it was basically theft, and Logan made a super long drawn-out apology on his Patreon not a couple hours after my video came out. And then what did he do? He followed up on none of his promises and a couple weeks later deleted that apology post. You know, I'm noticing a common pattern with Logan. He'll promise something, like the movie release date, promising different characters and videos, promising that I'll give patrons what he said he would give them, and guess what? He never follows through. Trust me, if people were looking for a Patreon where they're given nothing for their money, at least be upfront about it. Like me, go donate to my Patreon today, where if you give me money, I'll give you virtually nothing in return. Okay, I'm done. So Logan's idea of getting money off of Patreon clearly hasn't worked. Logan hasn't updated to Patreon since April. Yes, April. And the irony is that in the last post on there, we see that Logan is working on a Jeffy video dedicated to the patrons. Welp, better chalk that up to another broken promise by Logan. Oh, but what's even more ironic is that the comment I see below that post is someone asking for a refund since they're pretty sure they're never getting their shoutout. Ouch. In fact, maybe Logan should be refunding a bunch of his patrons' money. He didn't give out many rewards after all, and certainly not on a timely basis. But let's take a look at Logan's other idea for how to make money. Ah yes, SML-2. Logan's newest dumb idea. I mean, he's going to finally be making his videos family friendly. That's a good idea, right? So, what's the catch? Yeah, you know with Logan, there's always a catch. Well, for starters, he is taking JJ's channel to use as SML-2. Then again, I don't think there's much loss in that regard. But there's also the problem that it took him this long to figure it out that, maybe I should make my videos family friendly and remove all the cussing and all the inappropriate jokes. He's also not adding in a 5-second warning screen at the beginning of his videos, which could have helped him immensely a couple months ago. But nope, can't do that, huh? He's also not getting rid of Jeffy, so realistically he's not doing much to solve the problem, like putting a band-aid on a giant wound. But wait, here's the real kicker. When he uploads something on SML-2, he'll be effectively removing the original from the main channel since he'll be privating it. Now, while I can kinda understand where this is coming from, the main issue is that I'm an archivist at heart. Plus, remember those channels which would upload censored SML videos? Well, now that the uncensored versions won't be around, they'll be flipping to the opposite side. Logan, you are giving the re-uploaders a very good reason to re-upload your content. In fact, once this video goes live, I'll be relaunching SML Re-Uploaded by re-uploading the original versions of every SML video Logan decides to remove. Of course, I'll add my normal warning slides and all, but that will be the only change. Why? Because again, I'm an archivist at heart. And don't worry, I'll be giving Logan some of the income made on the videos once the channel gets monetized. Despite my reluctance. Why am I so reluctant? Because of how Logan's been treating people like me, his old fans, his patrons, etc. As well as how he isn't keeping his promises and all. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure how much I want to reward that type of behavior. Which reminds me, given all that I've said and still have to say about how Logan's been doing lately, I have a straw poll link in the description. When SML Re-Upload gets monetization, how much should I give Logan? 80%? 50%, or 20%? Let me know. Voting ends a week from when this video is published. But besides that, it sounds like I have no gripes with SML-2, right? Well, there is one big problem. You see, if Logan keeps uploading SML videos onto SLL first, then to SML-2, which are, by the way, both going to be monetized, and YouTube realizes that he's basically getting money twice, he'll be in big trouble. He'll deserve neither and lose both. In case it hasn't been made very clear yet, Logan is not making a concerted effort to improve. If anything, I'd say he keeps shooting himself in the foot and making things worse. Well, actually, I can't call it shooting himself in the foot if he shot himself in the foot so many times that he's reached his knee at this point. Logan, your empire is already collapsing, and it will only get worse from here if you don't change fast. And by fast, I mean probably within the next couple of months at the absolute latest. And as for everybody else watching this, don't take any of Logan's promises anymore until he sees them through. Tell Logan you have had enough of his BS and that he needs to improve now. Logan, we're sick and tired of this. And I'm sure Logan will say, well, don't like, don't watch. You're shooing away the only people left who are here to help you. What, do you think the Jeffy fans will care? Yeah, right. We're the only ones left, like it or not. And people like me, the old fans, are quickly leaving. If you know what's good for you, Logan, you'll listen. Got it? Thank you all for watching, and take care.